It's dank ROMs. Sorry, just working on these highlights, making them punch, making them thicker too. Oh, it's bright. Man, the top one looks good. Oh, these bottom ones are being chumps, straight ups. 5%. I got a little bit of a brushstroke thing happening in here. And it might be Gmail, but I don't like to, I don't want to show my emails. I guess there's nothing really sensitive in there. Unless someone doesn't want to know that they email me. Doesn't want it to be known. Looks a little bit better. Why is that not popping? I did pop, dog. Whatevs. And why did that turn on bright right there? That's just a mistake. It's just a gradient layer. It's not even the gradient layer. That's the base layer. So we want to improve those as well. Ooh, I need to brighten those too. The upward facing planes. Should have done this on a new layer again. Keep forgetting. It's too much. Check my phone again. I think I had any notifications. Who knows? Unless my internet was going in and out, because the only notification on there is like I'm connected to the internet. This is so stupid. Alright, going on to this layer. Let's talk about art. Grabbing this. And locking this off. Branding those. Worst ever. We have another one here. Spacing, that's what the problem is. There we go. Fill that in a bit. All the way, rather. Character definition here. Not too important. It's like a super minor part on here. All right. That's a little bit better. They're still kind of boring. That could be the other issue. So, on our little piece down here, got Oof. Oof. These front highlights right here aren't wrapping around, so let's give that a shot. It's real simple. Terrible. Feeling great. Yeah, we have that shadow shape. Don't know how far that goes. Here? Hey, almost. A little bit too far. This is a jam too, this looks sweet. So looking a little bit better. Kind of. Some good parts, there's some bad parts about it. At a distance it looks good. It's just went out a little too far. But I mean, it's like barely anything. I don't know why. Anyway. Pull some off from the bottom and the front? I don't know. Just trying to get more definition here, make this part look better. Give it to me. That doesn't hurt. And then at the same time, we're going to darken it. At the very bottom. Just while I'm thinking about it, add a little more outline definition to stuff. Looks alright. It's just a little bit too much on that. Is it a new layer? It was not. So we smudge it out when we don't have a new layer. Cool. It's alright. Now, it's time to jump in. There's a couple parts that I could emphasize. I think so. Let's just do it. Alright, whole new layer. I didn't even do these still. I don't want to listen to the soundtrack. Let's listen to... Tactics Ogre, maybe? I like Tactics Ogre. I'll listen to this. Oh my god, free ads. That's weird, I was just thinking about this song. Thanks, Google. What were we doing? Yes. Well, there's like not. Oh, we won't even barely see it. We won't even barely see it. All right. But we'll do it just in case. So, let's give it a bit of definition here. So 20. Sound like a cat fell into my window well or something. Dude, sometimes rabbits fall in there and they can jump out. It's crazy. Mice can't. I have to put stuff in there so they can get out. Mice are dumbos. See, that looks good. It's like a real minor thing. But it's like I want some specular going on there too. We should hit up the... Oops, the bottom one first. It's you, right? It's you, right? So we'll highlight it. Oh yes. Oh yes. Almost don't even want to do it on top here now. But it'll probably help. Sweet. That was real minor, but it's helpful. And actually, we'll do one last easy mode thing. Gradient all the way across. Too much. Too little. It's barely gonna show, but. Cool. A good foundation. So, for real this time, new layer. Actually gonna tweet it out. Poor mice. I know. There's a couple dead ones this season, unfortunately, down in there. They're real dumb. Like, they love to climb on things, but sometimes it's like they see this big ass stick and they're like, nah, that won't work. But I will try climbing upside down on this wall, and anyway. Hey, we're still hanging out and texturing. Come chill if you like cool dudes and rude textures. Twitch.tv/. Tweet. There's a dog. There's a dog for you. Alright, so what we're doing, got that new layer. Classic, sort of Tyler Doak texture styling. Let's start with, let's start with this. New layer. Hard brush. Pretty big size. So what we're doing here is adding some texture, like surface texture, to make it look more rock-like, marble-like. Spacing down to nothing. Turn off the shape dynamics. We want to just create big swaths. So we're gonna go whoop. We have transfer on still, 20%. Just a real procedural sort of thing. Lay that across like that. Don't quite love it. It's actually a little big because this asset is a little big in the scene. So it's like, oh, you should have bigger stuff. Well, we have a small texture space here. What I'm saying is I want this one to be more detailed, so I want smaller. So we lay in some values here. Overlap a little bit. And then we grab a hard eraser as well, with the spacing down and the shape dynamics off. And we go 10%. And then we make cuts into it like this. And as you do it, you'll see it starts to become more rock-like. In some areas, we'll cut in a bunch. And you get this real nice smoky wispiness. But you have these hard edges, so it looks rocky. I use this a lot. I think it's really successful, or really effective. And we'll just do that a few times. Sometimes you can get it in like one pass, but I can already see it's really stripy looking, and we're gonna have to cut in a bunch up here. Grab the smudge tool, smudge some of these edges. You want to get rid of the brush stroke look. Unless you like that. Some people are good at it, I'm not. Save that. Go back in there. Yo baby, it's looking like rocks already. So I see some spots I just wish had a little bit more value. So I'm going to turn down to 10. Go over it. And cut into the top here. Just to soften the edge so it fades out more gradually. Don't want to nitpick too much. That didn't change it much. Actually gonna undo that. Click, 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 click. Come on, bring it back. Kind of got rid of some of my values. I'm gonna go to a new layer. That way when I erase, it won't mess with my other. I did. Anyway, same thing. It's laying in value. Cutting across. I made another mistake where I kind of went the exact same direction. But it's alright. Eraser, go back down to 10. Some of that could be good. Yeah, it's not bad. Pretty cool. So just keep that going. Same thing. Block this off though. You know, it's pretty arbitrary. It doesn't really matter in the end, but you know, we can go across all these planes here. And it might create the look you want, but you may want to block it off, like even more specifically, like maybe just hit this bottom one, and then hit this top one up here, like that. So we'll try both. I was thinking about just going straight across, but it just gives you like different looks. You know, you'll know what you need, like if you want to emphasize an edge, or if you want to create more unity, then just go across it all. I say this a lot too, but value shapes that go all the way across a plane end up looking better. It's just something I found. But here, I'm kind of not doing that. I kind of went in and out instead of going straight across. We'll just see where it takes us. Smudge out any hard lines or soft lines that I don't like. That got pretty plain. We'll take a glance. Pretty good. It's darker than it looked darker in the... Ooh, I like how dark to light that goes. That's cool. That looks better than I thought, actually. This thing right here. You ended up being not a disappointment. That's good. So we will go once more across here. Some of that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Hi, do you know Substance Painter? Unfortunately, I don't. I've heard of this program. I'm not even sure I know what it is. I have looked into it, but I've forgotten. I don't even know what it is. So I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. because I don't even know if it's like a 2D or 3D thing or if it's for textures. I don't know such as a painter, sorry. Oops. Alright, so we're just going to continue on with that. It's looking really good. We're going to go just super hard across here. Because these are back-facing edges, we won't see too much. Plus, if I work without like focusing too much on it, I might be able to create some shapes that I wouldn't normally when I am like focusing on it. And again, I have transfer on, so I'm going, you know, hard pressure to soft pressure to create values. And the hard edges are, you know, because that's kind of just how rock texture is. Then I'm gonna go in and soften some of the. Actually, I like that edge. I don't want to ruin it. Again, the more smudge tool you look, the more smudge tool you use, you get a much softer gradient rather than those hard edges coming through, and it gives it more of a shimmer and more of a sheen. So if you're having trouble, you know, going too like shimmery or something like that, or you want it more rocky, or you want it softer, that's one avenue to approach it. So we soften some of those edges. Now we're going to go in again with this and cut in with the hard edge. To give it a texture. And it's the overlapping of the different opacities with the hard edge that gives it that like rocky thing. In one of the videos I do it like real huge on the screen so you can see what I do. It can be kind of hard to see, but and you can always ask me. Again, there's some people who know tons of different ways of texture like this. I've only recently found out a good way to do concrete that I really like. I did it on one of the assets by accident. It turned out really good. Besides, like, you know, I mean, we all have like a typical standard way, but just like a fast way to make good looking concrete is what I mean by stuff like that. Grass I'm pretty good at. Anyway, just keep cutting in. We'll see what that looks like. It's looking pretty dope already. Down there, that's too much. That looks like a brush stroke down there. Down here, that's looking pretty good. Because really, we don't even see much of it. Let's check the other side. Or no, it's going to be the same. It's mirrored. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. So yeah, just in here. Yeah, that outside one, that's a little too much. That's you right here. I thought you looked good at first, but you don't. So, since this is a bit bigger, I'll try and explain like some other like little things you can do. So again, we're at 10%. We're gonna scoop in like this as we erase, and so that's gonna leave like this other like tendril like sort of coming up. I'm gonna go big again. And that edge is a little bit hard, so we need to cut in a few times. Whoops. And so that'll give you like a smoky, like sort of tendrily thing. You know, by leaving this like strong opacity in there still. I'm gonna break it up a bit though. See, that looks much better. Can't really tell what happened there, but then we're gonna go back in and emphasize a little bit. But hopefully by going back and forth here, it won't look so brush strokey, because that was a problem. It wasn't the shape or anything. It was just that it looked like brush strokes. So here you can see how, you know, those two dark values came together and we have this like strong edge here. And that's, you know, one of the qualities of doing this technique. Get that, get these like wispy, smoky forms. They look rock-like too. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Again, it's a little brush strokey. It's because I was lazy. I just was dropping in these huge brush strokes. Just smudge them away. Time is at 4:40. Cool. don't have to worry too much as long as we got some texture going on. It's pretty good. Check it out in the scene. Chest to see. Just still talking about dogs. Nothing wrong with dogs. So let's get busy. Pull up our UVs again. Quarantine this. And again, I'll talk about is that our layer right here? Okay, good. You know, one thing you may want to do for like some unity is to go all the way across like this, you know. Or you may want to just stick to, you know, just this, like that, and then in here have its own thing going on, you know, block that off like that, because that will, you know, create separation between those. But if you want not that separation, you won't. In this case, as I look at it, I like it separated. Like, it makes that pull out more, you know what I'm saying? But you can see there's a nice quality to the unifying it as well. Like, you have these separate edges, different values, but then you have these shapes that go across it all, and I'm like conflicted now. Because that looks so nice. But let's cut it out. Take a gander. I like that a little bit better. Especially when we go in. Some of that nonsense. Now let's F it up. So sometimes I'm like dabbing it, you know, dabbing my brush strokes. Other times I'm like doing big swaths. Whoops. I don't know what to say. Just enjoy the music. That Tactics Ogre. Dude, Tactics Ogre on SNES always looks really fun, but every time I try to play it, I'm just like, ugh. But I really like Ogre Battle on Super Nintendo. I don't remember if I said Super Nintendo before. I meant to. The Super Nintendo Tactics Ogre. Cutting into that. It's losing a lot of value though, so I should slow down a bit. Just soften this edge rather than cut into it a whole bunch. Maybe soften it a bit in here. That I kind of, well, I didn't like the shape either. It's kind of why I went a little ham on there. Go in there. Control S, pull out. Looking pretty cool. I deleted a lot more than I thought I did. I liked having that big dark shape up in there, but I like this tendril I made. Oof, that kind of bugs me. Oh well. Just go back in and work on it. And again, like if you just delete it, like almost 100%, like that still adds value. Adds like real subtle stuff to the whole thing, and I think it looks good. Wow, it's like no different. Control-Shift-D to reselect. I don't know what makes the reselect go away. Like sometimes you do Control-Shift-D after selecting and it's like, nah dog, you don't have one. And I'm like, okay. a little bit better. Just want to go like lower, just cut in. So it's just too strong of a line right there. Just smudge her out. And I wanted it hard, but now I'm like, you're ticking me off, dog. This song's pretty sweet. May even cheat a little bit here and like do stuff that actually does go across all those planes. And just smudge it out. It's almost like too big of a shape. Wish it was a little bit more smoky. I just like it. I don't know. Well, I do want to bleed it a little bit. That. Yeah, maybe just like really. Yeah. Like that. Maybe a little bit too hard there, but. Yeah, that's a lot better. And just keep working in some. A smaller one, actually go 10%. And do the opposite, at least for this first step, where I kind of overlap it to create that sort of tendril sort of situation in the middle there, and then I soften it with the hard edge. You know, repeated use of the hard edge. Looking good. Watch this with me. Ogre Battle is one of my favorite games I never actually enjoyed. Damn, I tried hard to enjoy it. Really, Ogre Battle? That one? I remember when I was younger, just hating how you didn't like get to command every little character. But now I'm like, that's the jam. I don't know, I really like the music and like just the mechanics are neat. It's like this global and local sort of. What am I trying to click on here? This. I love all the character classes and music. Just sweet. Why it's got so framey since the update? Blame the update. It might have messed with some of my settings, like VSync or something. That's looking sweet. Run. Just trying to think of things that can be improved. When you start adding texture, it starts to take away some of that definition you've done. So as usual, we're gonna have to go back in. We're gonna have to go back in and define some of those edges a little bit more, and cracks and faces. But I like this. It looks nice. Good rock texture. It's holding up close. Again, I'm probably going to put some plants on there or something. It's going to be dope. That bottom face got real dark. That bottom piece. Just right in here. It's like, why am I so dark? See if this helps or not. Let's try actually going brighter. Huh. I don't know why it looks so dark. It might just be the texture, but it's ticking me off a little bit. It's not a huge deal, but it probably won't matter that much once we figure it all out in the end here. Alright, so it's a little bit too contrasty, so I'm gonna do like new layer here. What I mean is like in here, you just have these, you know, real defined like shapes. I have like this shape here, this shape here, this shape here, this shape here. Nothing that like goes across like all of it. But we want that pretty subtle. Might even do soft here. Just darken some stuff. And this is, you know, rather than like, you know, the effects of like marbling, like over the centuries of like the rock and stuff. This is, could be a lot of things. Just creating. Oh, I wanted shape dynamics on that. Well, this will actually matter. I'm going to redo it. You know, just like other types of pigmentation, wear and tear, and things like that. It's going to mirror this sort of, you know, marbly type stuff to sort of unify with it. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I'm doing it real subtle, but just doing, you know, thick to thin a bunch. The shadow shapes. I think there is like an animal in my window well. 1 second. It's kind of dark out, so I can't tell if those are feet prints or just, you know, where ice had fallen in. But there's nothing in there right now, so should be good. Actually, it wasn't my phone this time. Papers. Yo, fam's not getting home till late. All right, cool. Cool. No, I shouldn't say no. Cool. Have fun. Octopus smiley face. I like the octopus a lot. All right, back to it. Ooh, there's like nothing going on down here. We must remedy that. Transfer. Oh, it's not 2%, not 20. That looks good. Blend that in. It's 5%. That's annoying. Much better. Darken that a little bit. Let's see what emoji my mom sent me. It's always a competition with her. Oh, the dancing. That's fun. She teaches Zumba, so that's what she was going to do. She won. She won that one. So, bring it back down here. Stop dragging our feet. Get the texture of this thing. Remember to change your brush stroke size. It goes a long way. Or I should say that not doing it will give a bad sense of monotony. Soften that a bit. Soften it left and right instead. Look at that. Looking cool. That mirror looking thing's looking a little bit strong. So on the inside edge of the mirror, talking strictly about this shape right here. I'm gonna cut in a little bit more. God darn it. This is like a million-year-old thing. It's like you do something in Photoshop and you undo it and it'll go back to the last layer if that step was on a different layer. It's so annoying. It can cause like serious problems where like you do a bunch of stuff on the wrong layer and yeah, that helps a little bit. Music, graphics, cute witches. Not sure what you're talking about. But cute witches, I mean, come on, why not? Oh, Deneb. Dude, I'm not even like into witches, but Deneb is the shit. I know exactly what you mean now. Yeah, dude. Got Deneb right here. Tactics Ogre. Artworks. Deneb just being a cool lady. She's like totally down. Yeah. I do know what you mean. It is Deneb, right? I would feel so dumb if it's not. That's not her name. I think that's who that is. The witch, at least. I knew he meant the witch, but... So we're blocking this off. Shapes, scribbling around. Smudge them out. A little bit too much there. Let's actually cut into it. Deneb hype. That turned right away. Yeah. Just trying to get a good mix of hard and soft edges. Maintain that rocky look. Anyway, basically just saying things, trying to fill in the void here, the audio void. That looks cool. I like that shape down there. It's pretty good in the game too. Yeah, that's going to be like one of the most mirrored spots, so it needs to be subtle. And I got lucky that it's pretty subtle already. Yeah, looks good. You can kind of see a mirror there. I mean, you're going to see a mirror pretty heavily, but it's a fairly big asset, so in the scene it won't be that noticeable. And the shadow shapes in there are pretty subtle anyway. Go pretty dark on this one, and then cut into it a bunch. Even see it. Oh, there it is, I think. Yeah, there it is. Gosh, I even went darker there. Oh well. It's good though, because it looks pretty good still. Real dark. How about this time? Cut, cut, cut. Too sharp there. Soften that. Photoshop glitch again. I've talked about that glitch a few times, but another thing is it's like it'll do it at like a different opacity too. It's like really weird. It's like it ignores all your pressure sensitivity. Wow, pressure sensitivity. You know what? It should be sensitivity. Smoke here. Repeating shapes again, which I hate. Let's do it this way. That's better. It's a little bit weird, but I'm down. Alright. Now here is going to be a hard one because it's a big old swath of mirrored texture. So we'll do our best and both not care and do our best. So we're gonna stick to the side here. In here, do it. It's almost like embrace mirroring it, like by having more vertical shapes, because then it's like the shape is more like almost supposed to be mirrored, rather than like this one up here. It's gonna be more obvious. Maybe you'll see what I mean in a second. Soften that, soften this. Actually, a little nuts and have it dark on both ends. Also, just make it really blendy. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I have to fix this a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. Not sure if you can hear the taps, but got surprisingly uniform in value, which kind of bugs me. I like that it got really subtle, but I didn't like that lost some gradient. Huh. You gotta treat me like that. It's looking better. It's a bit weird still. Let's try that. I look hideous. We're gonna find out. Kind of hideous. I mean, we can get away with that, but should blend it out more. It's something bolder in there. It's like not showing up certain angles. Big old shape. Big itch on my hand. Yowza. Oh man, just like all of a sudden. Alright. Sorry, there's just a lot of back and forth going here because this is like a mirrored area and it's just kind of... Do you have Sinlin and Witch Hat now? Why not? Not always big on Witch Hats, but sometimes they're pretty cool. Whenever I think of them, I think of this like... I'm just looking at like texture help, just like in general, and just, you know, Google image search textures. And there was just... And I feel really bad, because this person who did it probably was like really... I hate to say it. Like, I'm setting them up here, even though they're kind of a nobody, unless you know the exact image I mean. But it was just this, you know, witch that they had modeled in 3D and then textured it, and it was just... I hated the design so much. It's awful to say, but it was just they like did this witch hat and just I don't know, just everything was just so overwrought. Like the witch hat had like all these bells hanging off of it, and like you see that design and it can be successful. You know, you can see that design other places and it can be successful. It was just hideous. I hated it. Oh, scumbag. Yeah, we're getting there. Just, I feel like I'm like adding value here, and like it's just not showing up the way I think it is. Just get in there. Give me some shapes, dude. Yeah, it was like a big gross splotch like that. It looks better. Kind of erasing my other stuff too because I'm on the same layer. I mean, that's fair. It's just... and I'm seeing other problems. I did it by accident. It was like... Again, because I was using the same brush size, and now like all these shapes are like the same. So guess what? My big motto is start over. But we're not going to get rid of that value totally. We're going to make it work for us. Yeah. And some of this. I'm like, I'm seeing failure stare at me in the face. And it's not like it looks terrible, it's just like... And again, it's just because it's this mirrored surface. I'm almost tempted to not mirror this part. But I can get it. I've done it before. I've had stuff. And I am nitpicking. There's a lot of things I can do to hide it. So maybe we should just get into it. New layer. Gradient. This type of gradient. And just get back to... It's like, that didn't do much, but I was looking at the wrong thing. Actually helped a lot. I didn't line it up properly, so there's a little gap there. It's annoying. It's a little too hard. Like it went from light to dark like too quickly, so it almost looked like a line. You know what I'm saying? Looks a little bit better. I should improve that gradient, or excuse me, that selection. Anyway, it's looking good. But now, again, the texture kind of flattens everything out. So we got to redefine our edges, brighten some areas, darken some areas. But we're on our way. So we're going to push this back in. Doing some gradients. Actually, that looked good. I shouldn't have done it. So that pulls back a bit. That's good. Should I be a crazy person? Or a goofball, I should say crazy person. Should be a goofball and do this. Boom. Too much. More like that. Kind of better. I might need to add the other direction too. Add some white. Definitely give it a shimmer down the middle. I'm not sure I need that quite yet. Should. What, huh? I get dinner, Miss Tyler being a scumbag, hiding your sin. Yeah, I was just talking about this, like, witch that I looked up online, and I hated it. Like, I was looking up textures, and, had shown this witch that someone had modeled, and it was hideous. And it was, like, good, like, in certain aspects. Like, it's not, like, one of those things where you see, like, really amateuristic art. It was just, like, the design was, like, this is a failure. But they just, you know, rendered it out, did this real nice render of it, like, in 3D, and it was just, So I don't know if I should just soften some of these texture layers. I should go back over. So a lot of my definition is gone now. Let's look at it in black and white. It's so weird how much is missing now, like definition wise. Oh well, new layer. Just keep trying. Pump up certain aspects. So again, we're gonna brighten this whole thing. Cut out the middle one, I think. Start 10%. That helped a little. Maybe I should be using a gradient for that. It's a little bit better. Oh, I wish I had done it across the whole thing. Just put a stripe right down the middle. Gross. Like that. Just seems like a little too worn now. I really do think I should just do the opacity maybe on some of these texture layers. I'd like them all on the same layer, actually. So that's that. That's that. Get the layer before I go 2 minutes on it. So instead of like doing straight up lower opacity, I'm gonna take a brush and just sort of soften this. Side ones I should actually leave. It's mostly these. It's too much contrast. Kind of ruins our... That looks better, actually. Check it out on the scene. So far away. Nah, dog. That's not what I clicked on. Ugh. God, this new Unity update taking me off. It's like it gets hung up a lot when he does a like you click on something. It's doing a raycast into the scene, and it's like their previous version did it better. Anyway. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a common bug. There's parts I like and parts I don't like. I just need to work on that definition somewhere. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I wonder if I could just pull those highlight edges up. Layer 9? I thought it was layer 9. Is it layer 7? Should help a little. It helped very slightly. I notice it here actually. That way the highlights aren't getting effed up by the texture. Let's see without the texture again. It's so clean. Wish there was a way. Let the be in here and just not have everything up so bad. Because that, it's just like, it's not doing much. Like when I just turn the opacity down. We'll try that. That's a little bit better. But yeah, I wonder if I could add more just shimmer here. On that, I should delete some of the... So I'm on that. I did this like gradient highlight, like a big swath of it. I'm going to cut out the inside edges. Excuse me. I hate when I do that. 100. I went back to the old layer. Again, that glitch. It's so annoying. I say glitch, it's not a glitch. It's probably as intended, or as whatever have you. But it's annoying as hell and no one likes it. There's an actual glitch I've been talking about where if you like do repeated brush strokes, sometimes it'll give you one that like without your pressure sensitivity settings, and that's annoying too. It'll just do a big dot like you'd clicked it with your mouse. Alright, so those edges are popped. That's looking better. Again, we just gotta do some broad strokes here. Like when we look at it from far away here, just looking flat. So, broad strokes, here we come. And that almost always means big black gradients. So we want, like, you know, a value change across the whole thing, but then also make this edge more defined. So already, that gave it a lot of punch. It looks good. Just don't want to go too dark, which is a problem. I say a problem even though I've done a couple now since the supposed mess up one. And it's looking fine, so we'll hit the top of those. Actually, I'm going to go beneath the highlights again. Oh, I am already beneath the highlights. Great. Turn out how I wanted. I feel like it's like not doing anything. Like it's super dark and it's like, nope, still the same. Am I looking at the wrong one? I am. I really thought I wasn't, but I am. That's funny. Oh my god. Alright. This time. So, define that edge a little bit more. Define this crevice a little bit more. Just pull this darkness all the way down. So it's graduating from the top. There we go. It's a little too, when you have two gradients coming from both sides, it creates this like vibration. And also like, look at this effing gradient tool I used. It looks bad essentially. So you don't want that to happen. In here, do you want to try and define this better? Excuse me? There we go. That looks better. So, got a little bit, and we also got the fog going on. It's gonna wash it out, so I should just pop the fog off real quick. Looks nuts. But it's coming along. Just trying to identify some problem spots. This continues to be one. This guy right here. It looks super dark and I don't know why. It might be time to Control A, Control Shift C, Control V, have a whole new layer. Everything mashed together. And then that way I can do brightness contrast. So that way I can keep the contrast going, bring that brightness up. That looks better. And the light looks really nice. I mean, it's about there. It needs some more bold strokes. I might do like a real texture on this area right here. When I mean real texture, like texture in some more like trim or something. Or like in here. Don't want it to get too busy though. I like what's going on here. Favorite Photoshop glitch stuff is watching Fadi go to war with. Good job. What do you good job? And God, I hate shit like that. Sorry, I'm not good at checking the chat. What do you mean specifically? Or you just mean like fudging glitches in general? Or do you just mean like gradient to gradient? Like, there's a lot of things you could have meant. Some of these highlights could be brighter, like over here. Like we have these big thick highlights and they look nice. Just tired of doing them, but I think that might be the right answer. Sorry, that's art, I guess. So we're gonna do that. Grab white again. Nice soft brush. 10%. Just gonna go right down the side here. So you gotta quarantine. Looks better. A bit too bright in spots. All right, that's weird. Whoops. 10%. Faded a bit on the bottom. That looks nicer. Good job was when you started shading the wrong part. Hey man. Not perfect. So making these highlights pop more and be thicker too. They're pretty thick though. We don't want to overdo it. Definitely giving it that glow, that emphasis, punch. Can't always tell which ones I've done. You get stuck in like, you know, tunnel vision. Yeah, that's helping. I think. Go thin. The UV something right on the edge here. Yeah, that's looking nice. Again, doing this nonsense. Shouldn't be so bright up in the shadows. But we do want those edges to be defined, so it's hard to... Looks better. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to define this edge better. Doing a gradient, imagine that. You do dark to light like this because I'm cheating locally, basically. Like globally, maybe there wouldn't be that much, you know, shadow happening, but locally, if I make it dark here and then just blend it out, I can cheat contrast between these two edges. Didn't turn out too good, but it's a little bit better. Even those highlights went a long way. This looks nice. It's pretty cool seeing it like that far away. Just feel some of these spots need to be brightened still. Now it's like I'm starting to understand why I should have gone light to dark from the bottom instead. Maybe? Ooh, I don't know. I keep going back and forth on this plane right here. So I do it like this. This isn't going to be ideal, but we get some of that going on. It pulls forward, which looks better. Actually, that looks pretty dope. And then I guess I'll just brighten this again. Actually, I'll just use a brush. Just created a hard line in here, which is really annoying. Guess it's not so bad. At least it's along the edge. And light can actually bounce that way, which is weird. It's still time to go nuts. That's kind of why I went dark to light, front to back instead of light to dark, because I can put a little bit of differentiation here, like some contrast. Maybe I'll just sneak in. This is hard to get the exact perfect. One of those. Ugh, I can just see the line ticking me off. I suppose that's good. It's not that important that that lip shows up. It seemed right. I don't know. I'm liking this. We're about there. I might try some like horizontal shapes, like we have going on here, like construction anomalies. Anomaly's not the right word, but it's weird with the fog off. Yo, look at that. Usually the fog covers those up. Already I could see adding a little bit more shimmer in here. I'm glad I made that pop more. That looks good. I might even take that to the next level. This is hard because I want this light to dark gradient going this way, but I also want that ambient occlusion happening down at the very bottom. Actually, it's just a little bit too bright. But that's good, because I feel like a little less bright will look really good. Oh yes, that's nice. Maybe even a little bit too bright, but I'd rather have that contrast. This is like real subtle. It's weird. I think it'll be good in the end. This time. Alright, cool. Coolly cool. Sorry, just had like an old inside joke pop into my head. I was hanging out with these two girls, and one of them had dated this, or just went on a date with this guy who just like said cool like 10 times anytime, like as affirmation. It's like cool, 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 cool. Oh man, it cracks me up. So along the same lines, I want this trim to pop out a little bit more. I'm gonna do like graduation of it. It's gonna be pretty shimmery. Might even look metallic. Oh, that looks good though. That was the right call. All right, that's dope. Yeah, that's what I needed. Dang. Inside here we could use a little bit more definition. I'm wary about just darkening this, but maybe it's the right call. Maybe if I do it with a gradient. Imagine that, more gradients. Ouch. It's the hand that flipping does the Control Z all day that gets really sore. I'm resting on my keyboard. I need a better... I don't know. I need something. Let's actually just try doing a flat real quick. Might be too contrasty, but maybe it's alright. Yeah, that's the center one, right? Yeah, I don't love that. So let's delete this. But maybe, no, let's do this instead. Let's do it like that. A little too dark, but it looks good. So, maybe if the top one is that dark. Even that looks nicer. Let's try from the top. Back from the top. Let me come again. Come again. Now I need that on this one. Okay, it's come along. I'm feeling good. It's like some of that definition went away, and I was like kind of bummed. It's like ugh, but it's come back. So like, I'm an extremely emotional person, so I don't get depressed often, but I do feel those highs and lows sometimes. So let's pop that up. Oh yeah, that's like gray right now. I only recently like realized that I'm like pretty emotional. And people call me that like growing up, and like I kind of understood it, but it's like now I'm like, yeah, dog, I feel those emotions. Alright, new layer. We're gonna define these a little bit. Let's use a hard edge. Let's get nuts. Let's use a hard edge in celebration of Final Fantasy VII. The worst part about that joke is that I've made it before. So I'm just going in here, defining these edges more. Maybe not transfer on. That's the problem. And then creating a little bit of gradient and just really getting some fine details in there. And it counts. Like, you think it might not matter, but you do like a side by side. You know, just separates good and great, basically. The ones here, I like defining the, separating those edges, this inner inset with these highlight sort of specular situations right here. That is even more important. Like, this definition here is gonna make it pop real good. So let's check it out. It is so easy to be mad. Sometimes. I get mad at fighting games. I hate when people talk about fighting games. I feel like there's like very few people who talk about them intelligently. And it's not like it's unintelligent. It's just like they don't get how fighting games work, even really good players. What other things make me mad? Let's see. Yeah, it's looking real sharp. I fudged that up. I really should fix those, but ugh, not that big of a deal. Maybe it is. It's so weird that that happened. It's like, yeah, it's on the base layer. So let's do some dirty, dirty tricks. We copy a literal line of pixels, just a single line. Looks like I got two lines. Control C, Control V. Where did it paste? Control V, dog. Excuse me? Oh, it went to the new layer again. God, why? Make sure you're on the right layer. Control V. Woo, it's all gone. Control E. Control S. Actually, I should have come from the other side. I don't want that thick. Dirty, dirty tricks. That's why I use Photoshop. Slide that in. Woo! That needs to be fixed. Yo, I can't even believe I like had that going on so hard. Just straight up delete that. The shadow shape here. I'll use it with the soft eraser, it'll look better. Oh my god, I went to the wrong layer again. Oh my god, it ticks me off. Okay. Control right click to select layers. That is a surprisingly new thing that I figured out. I mean, I guess not that new, but I used Photoshop for years before knowing that. When you're in control mode, control key or using another tool and holding control, you right click and you can select layers. Like it'll give you this, whatever layers are beneath. Alright. Did that. Looking good. Got good definition. Got good shimmer. Oh! Could use a little bit more gradient overall. Just to break up the surface. I might go nuts and like do another surface texture layer. Huh. But it's looking good. That shimmer is really coming through. It looks dope. Looking real dope, frankly. Gosh, I can't believe I've been doing this so long. I'm not even sure how long the stream's going. Is this show? That looks nice. It's so weird without the fog. It just looks so clear. You ever have dreams like that? I've had 2 dreams. Interestingly enough, one of the, maybe that's what reminded me of it. It's actually this huge Gothic church where you, like dreams where you can see more and more clearly, like in incredible fidelity. I only had a couple of dreams like that, but they're pretty amazing. I was like up on this mountain looking down at this church, and it's like I could see it in like 360 degrees, like around me, like in just like one instance. It's so nuts. Just crazy, crazy fidelity. Mind is crazy. So some of these edges are a little soft. These inner ones we sharpened up real good, real good. But this bad boy wasn't that hard. Let's hit it in the scene real quick first. See, looking dope. Could use a little bit of texturing, just some engraving type stuff. Wow, the fog's off. Just Christmas lights going nuts out there. Really like how that looks. I'm gonna look at it again. Just coming through with these buttresses up there. The different shapes. Got these budding out how I wanted. They're real bright though. Yeah, that looks nice. Hopefully I can get some screen space ambient occlusion. And what it'll do, it'll separate out some of these shapes. It's hard to get it right, but even if it's just like the thinnest, faintest black or dark blue, just to separate some of these shapes. Instead of doing like depth of field, which I don't always love, and I tried doing depth of field, I just don't know. It's gross. But, and I'm not saying like I want to use depth of field or that I'm even wanting to talk about it, but it's just, it provides a similar effect where like, you know, it just separates out the shapes, you know, what's in foreground and background better. I'm liking it. Now maybe I should pull up that texture layer. And what layer was it? This one. I remember now. Pull it on top. Got real messy because I already have it there from the copy of the layer. Gonna pull it up a little bit. Looks a little bit better. A little bit fainter though. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yep. Alright, so I guess I'll try adding some more like trim details and stuff. Here's where we just start messing around. New layer. Separate this out. It's actually like right here. New layer, 400%. Hard edge, black. Transfer and shape dynamics. Bring it up a little bit. Straight across, it's too thick. Make sure my spacing's all the way down too. I thought I had a hard edge, I did not. There we go. About 3, about 4. Go white beneath it. Probably go soft with the white too. Excuse me, I saved that? It didn't even show up. It has kind of a nice quality to it. I don't love it though. So what else was I thinking? Something in here. Really? Oh, because I have transfer on. I was like, why is that so light? Is that the end of that album? Not quite. Let's hit up. Don't Call Me Baby. Oh, that song's dope. Had another one in mind. True Love We're Making. I want longer ones. He's like KPP. Going on. We'll hit that up. That's a good one. Go to hell, Macy's. We will watch this ad. 30 seconds, Jesus. Alright, no we won't. So I'm thinking like something come along here, maybe here. One of these. One of these. Even one of these. Look at that. It's not terrible. Also have my own like headcanon about this particular individual. That's terrible. I just think the name video game pianist on YouTube in the year 2013 is like, even like back in the day that would be like mad generic, and it's like, okay. He's real good though. Maybe not my favorite, but this particular medley of his I really like. Boy, do I ever shit on people. Adblock, bro, whitelist your faves. So you can do that, like just your favorites. But again, like I want, like, do they not get revenue? Because like, I want video game pianist trademark. So already I thought it was hilarious, but recently he added this like trademark to his name. I love to make fun of this guy. I hope he doesn't follow me. And I hope he knows that I think he's talented. Let me turn shape dynamics off. These UVs on. They are on. This seemed really thin, like it was in the wrong spot. Anyway. Too thin. That looks good. Gonna be dirty. Just duplicate it. Boy, I love Photoshop snapping. It's really helpful. It's often not. That's the joke. Just use that shape a lot, and it's almost like, ugh, maybe I should have modeled that in. But maybe I just want a bevel there, and I don't want, or like a, what's the word? Ugh, I don't know the word. Like an engraving. Like a relief. Thank you. Man, more waltzes, please. Dude, there's this new track of Final Fantasy 15. It's not quite a waltz, but it has like that same sort of swing to it. God damn. I can't wait for that game. It is such a sweet song. It's like real good. I'm so fucking pumped for that game. And it can't be bad to me now. Like it could be actually bad, but it's like I like so much about it already. Game reviews by Tyler Doak. This game can't be bad. Just messing a little bit. I don't like a lot of these shapes. But they're not terrible. And I don't want anything too complex. That's not the sort of situation of this asset. I have these bigger shapes that I like. That I like enough? Huh. Maybe I want like one of these instead. God, Mario 2 is the greatest game ever. God, snapping is killing me. I don't even know what snapping to. Just, I mean, I know there's like, it's a complex algorithm because it looks at a lot of stuff, but that's not bad. Let's look at that in the scene. It just looks like brushstrokes. I mean, it won't once I'm done, but even now, it's like it's not adding anything. I mean, a lot of this is like soup's decorative anyway, but. Ooh, Mario 3. Like for watching random ass. Yeah, it's true. But even then, I'm almost like, you know, I'm benefiting from your piracy. I'm kind of a jerk here too. I know what you're saying though. But and maybe, just maybe, these are all excuses for being lazy. Take a glance at that. If this is working, I don't even love this. For this stuff to work, it's like I have to have a pretty solid idea in my head and not loving any of it. Delete layer. You are trash. Excuse me? You are gone too. I'm worried that I deleted an extra layer, but I don't think I did. Now I'm thinking, going across. Stuff works better on characters because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but characters are way smaller than these assets. Should we even like do some dumb brick bullshit? Should we like this dumb brick bullshit? I shouldn't call it that. The bricks are offended. I mean, it works well. And I had thoughts for doing that. And really, like, this is a super gothic look where you have these uneven bricks and you have this, like, ledge coming down. But I don't want it strictly gothic. My stepsister always sang some Nine Inch Nails. It's either Nine Inch Nails or Marilyn Manson, like, lyric to this song. It's like filling me up with alcohol or something like that. I don't remember the song, but she always said, "Fill me up with alcohol." Man, that's not hateable. I just feel like it wouldn't be brick right there. I mean, looking up at it, that looks pretty cool. But then I feel like I should do the whole thing in brick. And then I feel like this wasn't supposed to be brick. And that's like the problem. It's like, but it looks good. But hey, you've got a million more assets to make. You can put some brick somewhere else, dog. It looks pretty good though. God dang it. This is worse than it being good. Obviously. Choices are hard. Execution's easy. Execution's not easy. And the game journalism we need. Although that is like how I defend Undertale. Like, how can you not like... And that always reminds me of this... I had this friend in school, and we hadn't been friends that long. I think this was still like 9th grade. Or excuse me, 7th grade. And when I met him. And, sorry, I'm all tangled up here. I'm trying to untangle. So soon after meeting me, I got him into music. And so he wasn't into music yet, and we were friends, and we did this stupid like icebreaker assignment in the English class, and he got paired up with this kid And he's like, "Hey, what's your favorite song?" And Peter's like, "I don't know. I'm not like really into music." And this kid was like, "I'm gonna put down Crossroads." And it was like this real popular song, like around 1997. It's like kind of like an R&B song, maybe a little bit of rap in there. I don't remember it too fondly, or not too fondly, but too. I don't remember it well, and it's just really funny because he's like, "No, like I don't like that song," and he's like, "No, man, everyone loves Crossroads." And so, like, they do this presentation, and the kid's like, Peter's favorite song is Crossroads. And Peter's just shaking his head. I don't like Crossroads. I just see a little highlight I want to do here. Oh my god. That is your own stupid glitch. Bullshit coming back to hit you. Can't even blame me for that one, Photoshop. Just punching that up. Because really, I feel like I'm done. I want... Part of the reason you do these like little trim type things... let me show you. Like in here, these bricks look like shit up close. I'm not done with them, but I'm sick of this asset. But like this in here, like these horizontal stripes, it's because we have this real smoky look. But if we can add some like more details, that's why these highlights were really important. I kept harping on them. Because they're real sharp, and having that sharp with like the, smoky stuff like coming to the background just is what good art is made out of. And so it would be nice if we could just add a few more details to make this a little more naturalistic. I'm not sure how to do it. And I'm tired of repeating myself by doing this shit, but maybe it's the right call. Everybody loves Crossroads. God dang, that's funny to me. I was like, what did I do? I meant to do this. So what I'm doing, I'm just like doing an up and down gradient. Combining those, Control T. That alone looks nice. That's too much. Let me try doing those cracks again, just like... Crack isn't the right word, crevice. Almost looks good in there. Oh, damn. See the distortion. I said that wouldn't be a problem in there, though. It's not that big of a deal, but it's funny that it's showing up. See, it's all like zigzaggy and gross. It's not great. I don't hate this. Looks nice. Just it creates that contrast we want, but I'm not sure that's like the right choice. It looks pretty good though. So should we brought it in like this? Combine them. The opacity. That's too low. Do we have brick there is weird? Yeah, exactly. I'm glad. The double confirmation's nice. Right? That's how I feel. Only I'm like more extreme. I'm like, do you just like not like the human condition? Like, maybe you don't. I'm just duplicating this bullshit. Just trying to cross everything. That's not great. This one's in the middle look okay, maybe. And combine them and just do one like right down the middle. It's less interesting because it's not going across that these insets, so it's like just a single straight line. It's almost not terrible. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Tron noises. I need something like this, but this isn't it. Maybe need is a strong word. Maybe it really doesn't need it. That one in the middle looks like it belongs there now. It's kind of weird. Those are kind of cool. I like the shape it's making. I think this music's like relaxing me. I got unmad. Let's get stupid. The snapping pisses me off so much. And it's like you can't like ease out of it. Like, we're fucking snapping, dude. Like, this is just another story. Or like opt out of it. I don't know what the right word would be. It looks good. Like, it looks like it belongs there. It's just fucking weird. Kind of neat, just not quite the right attitude that this thing has. Oh, and that angle's like, it's perfectly lined up. It's pissing me off. I'm a game developer, so once I have stairs, I gotta make infinite staircase. It's not infinite, but just big ass staircase. Oh, I love steps. I can't wait. I was hoping to get to the staircase situation for this environment, but I didn't get to it yet. It looks good though. I need something like that, but not that. Can I try something like super stupid? It may not even make sense. Gonna make it real subtle. Now it's like only those outer pieces are like sectioned like that. There's something to that. I accidentally made it too sharp. I made them too thin. Let's bring back Old Faithful here. This guy. Whoop. Alt drag while controlling. Duplicate a layer. Shrink it a tiny bit. That looks good. I don't know if there's anyone who doesn't like this song either. It's so cool. It's like one of the first times people played a game like so huge that you like beat in multiple sittings, And you like finally beat it, and you're like, hell yeah. Oh no! Oh, that cracked me up. I didn't like exactly where it was. But I think this is workable. And it's easily get rid of bull. Get rid of a bull. It's a little sharp too. All of it. I can do reverse your ransom. Let's do it. Ooh, baby. Is that where I want it? Good enough. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Yeah, I don't hate that. Why did Technos fail, man? We need so many good games. I still have that bullshit down there. Whoops. Oh, cool. BLJ right now. I don't know what that means. I've heard that. I don't remember what that means. Good. Yeah, I think I'll grime that up. Those cracks. New layer. Quarantine it all. So what I did a little bit. Like I had that gradient. It was like the first thing I did on these cracks. So we're gonna go to 5%. Big brush, soft, shape dynamics, maybe even transfer. We're gonna spread it out a bunch. Maybe even like 4%. Just real faint. Okay. Because I have transfer on. Actually gonna go. Turn transfer off, put it at 6%. Yeah, a little bit less than that, 4%. And so, follow along the edges here. When I'm like pulling up and down, where the cracks like pull apart more. God, even 4% is like getting real dark. So I'm sort of like emphasizing these edges too. Just creating more variety, like there's some grime and just variety. Even pull up a little bit extra on this one. Smudge it out. Early Technos only made a couple of good games. But they're really good. And I think that they were talented peeps. Maybe a bunch of those people moved on or something, but just seems hard to believe. Like they made World Cup Soccer and like Double Dragon and River City Ransom. These cool sports games. So anyway, you can see how it like blasted out a little bit. I'm gonna turn that down. I got real dark real fast. But also part of what makes this look good is to also go up in these cracks that are near it. And just put some like grime like coming through, even up along here. Oh yeah, I wanted it to do it on here too. Oh, do it right now. I got you. Yeah, backwards long jump. So again, just adding value in here, adding some grime. Now that I have this new edge, I can grime it up a little bit more right here and it'll look good. Actually, that's something I could go do across this whole thing. How that looks. Smudge that out a bit. And the mirroring's gonna give us problemos. You don't want problemos. Yeah, that looks sweet. It's a little dark. So let's undarken it. Probably because these are so dark too. There we go. Ugh, it's still just like a little bit too contrasty. It's pissing me off. I like where they are, but it's like they're too thick, or I don't know. Or maybe I just went back on what I liked before. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe I just made it too dark with this. Excuse me with this. Excuse me with this. That might be the case. It's another lesson there. Shouldn't use black. Should use something approaching black. But it's faintly in there, so that looks good. This is one of my absolute favorite songs, like in any game. Just music, whatever. It just takes me back, man. Just remember the first time I rented this game and just like not playing it again until I was like in high school because I never saw it again. That looks dope. Just remember how cool it was. I didn't even like play RPGs yet. I'm like, holy shit. I would love a good game with RPG elements and really good combat. Oh, good thing I'm making one. That looks good. That looks good. Again, that base is boring, and really, you can see how tiny my character is. It's going to show up pretty big here, but hopefully the combat and stuff, and you're going to be seeing this stuff at a distance. And I would like a little more interest on these bases here. I might model something into it later. But it looks good up there, it's a problemo. How many times will I say problemo? Combos. Looks sweet with those. Actually, I want to see that real quick. See, already I want this like to be, this pillar thing to be more modular. Am I all the way in? Why does that look weird? Am I being weird on me, dog? Oh well. Like that looks dope. And as I compare these, you know, I could see the levels on this can be improved. But I don't know that I like how dark this got. Part of the reason is because of the fog. So when the fog's on, they get blown out pretty good. But that looks pretty neat. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, I could use a little bit more contrast. Again, especially because the fog's on, which is gonna happen. Like, there's gonna be fog in the game. Punch up those outlines a bit. It's good. It's coming along. Looking good. Hold the layer. Control V. Pull out the dirtiest trick there is. Second dirtiest. Number one dirtiest trick, dodge tool. Second dirtiest trick, burn tool. It's okay if you use those. Man, I feel like I'm buying sushi right now. No doubt, dog. So, these backward-facing faces and some of these edges, I want to have more contrast. So, I'm just going to go in with the burn tool. I made a new layer, so everything's all together. You know, I copied everything and made a new layer. See, as I delete it, same thing. Or hide it. So the first parts is just like right in here, these edges. Let's burn them out, baby. And you want to begin and end pieces with broad strokes. You know, I did those fine details in there, but really the last things I do are these broad strokes to, you know, big swaths of color and just big changes to make it all like fall into place. It's already popped out a little bit more. Looks good. Just thinking what I should attack here. Oh no. Okay, good. I thought for a second I had copied the UVs into the new. This is one of my favorite songs in the soundtrack too. Trying to see where else I can punch it up. I mean, it's looking pretty good. I wonder, again, if I could just do Control L, auto levels, just be real dirty about it. Yeah, that looks nice. It's not the exact look I want. It's definitely clearer, but it's not what I want, which is good because I hate relying on that. You can see the benefits there, like the contrast looks really nice. But again, we don't want it super contrasty because in the game, just 3D in general, it's like you can't be as vibrant unless it's totally unlit, because you know lighting is additive. And see, even in here, it's like this dark. It's like got too dark. Yeah, it looks better. But I'm seeing that on here didn't even get it that well. Let's go there. Same thing. Burn tool is really nice for this sort of thing I mentioned before where we have dark and highlights, because the burn tool will only grab up the darks. Let us give a little bit more edge to that. Check it unlit too. Yeah, I don't hate that. Do it there as well. Could stand to get it in these edges here. You working on anything, Kyan? Or are you literally doing backwards long jumps right now? You literally dedicating your life to jumping upstairs backwards. man, I hope AGDQ is better than this year's SGDQ. I say that sincerely. It's just like a funny thing to like care about so much. Just like it was like kind of a dud. SGDQ. Just trying to find some edges I can define. This looks so nice in the light here with the fog too. It's just, ooh, this is my game. It looks good. Guess I'll just darken that more. Just want to be careful. Probably the right call. Yeah, looks better. Minor thing, but that looked good. What other edges can I hit up? I guess this whole thing here is lacking it. Playing Splunky. Wow, rude. And then watching wrestling. I was working on similar animations earlier. Overall, I'm implementing difficulty changes. Stuff's hard. It's like you go back and forth on like what you want the difficulties to mean, and you know, dude, you've done this before. You know more than I do. This is the main jam. The first time you hear it is like on this sweet boss. I like it because it's like evil, like, oh shit, here comes this HC super fighter, but then it chills out a little bit. It's like, alright, we're in it. I really, really like this song. Fight this guy Goda. Ironhead Goda. He has his headbutt. I don't remember what his name is in English. It's like really pretentious sounding. I think. Now I'm gonna feel stupid if it isn't Goda. I think it is though. Just like CRMK. I think that's his. It's a Capcom artist who I really like. All those new stuff's like kind of lame. I don't know if he's like a working artist anymore. Because he got like in the fudge, what is that game called? Dragon's Crown art book. He requested some old Capcom artists to do some art, and Kina Nishimura's is just like phenomenal. She's like my idol. She's like my favorite artist, I think. But CRMK is really good too. Like if you look at his stuff, holy cow! But like his new stuff and like the one he did in there, it's just like eh. It's like in this different style. Like it's, I hate to say lazy, but it's almost like I'm tired of doing traditional bullshit and like all this cross hatching, because he would do this like really intense cross hatching. Anyway, and your Capcom art history lesson. I feel like I should fog out, like, you know, push back some of these shapes still. We keep repeating ourselves, but so how dope is it that high school versions of the Double Dragon Twins are bosses in these games? Exceptionally dope. Double Dragon's so good. I've heard conflicting stuff, like, oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say something, but I don't think it's true. I think I got confirmation finally. I was under the impression that Technos made Karate Champ as well, but I think it is someone else. But they definitely made Renegade, which is another old beat 'em up. Might we say invented beat 'em ups? I don't know, there might have been others before that. I think that's better. Adding that darkness there. Am I on a new layer? Yes. It's probably better. Probably, I think. Gosh, I go back and forth on it. Folks, I think we're about there. I think this is it. I think I'll come back in the morning and see the problems. Like, something like I always end up doing. Again, it's just like really, really emphasizing these big, like, edge shapes. So it's like, go in here and like, boom, like blast this out. That might even be good already. I'm doing it from the top to the bottom. It just gets so dark. It's black. It's gross. Don't want it that black, but I suppose it's okay. I think that was the right call. Looks good. Chicken light again. Lag. Yeah, that's looking good, I think. Yeah, I mean, what else is there really? I see a couple things. It's minor, but down in here to find this edge a little bit more. Only because you're like seeing it up close, so it's like, yeah, you should put in a little more effort to. Do some like value shapes in here. Smudge them out. Just make it the slightest bit more interesting down there. See it up close. Oh yeah, I like that already. Cool. Pull it in from the mirrored edge though. Yes, yes. What we got next? Crashing the boys. It's also funny. It's like every Technos game had like a different. It's like really, it's all one franchise, but like in America, it was all different games. All right. Well, this seems like a success. Yeah, I think for now I am good. Like, we might move on to something else next time. There's some little trim things up here. Might detail in there. But really, this looks good, especially right here with the light. Looking dope. Alright, the song fills us with determination. I think we're good for now. I'll announce if I stream some more, but it's almost dinner time. Fam's gonna be home soon. Let's see. If beginner is simple, just always lean towards too easy if I have any doubt. Advanced, just like be a dick, who cares? Easy's like, I'm sure. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. I mean, I think we're in the same boat where, like, I don't know, maybe we're not. I go back and forth. This is why it's hard. It's just, I just think about a lot of AAA Western games, and it's like, it's never a satisfying challenge. And then I think of Dark Souls, and it's like, you know, that game's hard enough, but it's like super hard. But a lot of people enjoyed it still, and they went through it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stop this music real quick. It's hard. That's all we know. Because like you kind of want to like pull the player through, but you know, maybe on lower difficulties. But yeah, it is. It is insulting. Even people like my sister, it's like it's hard to define her as like casual because she's like real competitive like I am, and she wants to be good. Like she kicked the shit out of like Mario Galaxy when it came out. She did like everything in that game and did stuff that I couldn't even do. Um, and but you know, she doesn't play nearly as much as I do. I don't know. Baby normal and hard feels insulting. Yeah, it's true. But then I also think about this is what I did with Aces Wild. I think about when I was younger. It's like I had to fucking play on easy every game, all the time. Like I had to play on those. Like it was the only way I got through them. Like I'm just so bad at video games when you're a little kid. And yeah. So yeah, think about that. And then it reminds me of Double Dragon, how it made me. Like you can only get past like the helicopter. Double Dragon 2. I think it only does it on easy. It might do it with more levels and difficulties, but I think it's just easy. It stops you there. And that was another game. I rented that game a lot growing up. I loved it. And I'm just like, holy shit, I have to play. And I'm like this little kid, you know, and it's like funny. That's how I feel. And that was like what I was like getting to. It's like yeah, it should like ramp you differently. Like in the end it should just there should just be like normal and hard and then maybe even something harder. But normal should just like ramp you like ease you in differently, like just like you said. And that's I feel that way too. But I don't have any advice on it. Or even any like examples. That's the other thing. It's examples of it are hard to point to, at least for me. You have to play on hardest to beat it. It's hardcore, dog. But I know that's what you want. Mm. Being hard is easy. It's true. I'm gonna stop the stream, but I'll